Hello. Hello, hello, hello. What's going on, everybody? If you're out there, give me a holler. It is what, April 30th, last day of April. And figured just do the midweek Macca break here. What's going on? Hello, Laura. Good to see you. And Mr. James Boyce. Things are well. Thank you. Things are well. Um, yeah, just a few things to talk about today. We now know what song Paul McCartney is doing with Barbara Streisand on her duets album, and I'm not too happy about it. And we know what the Wings books covers are going to look like, and I'll show pictures of those here. We're going to talk about the listening party we're doing later tonight for Patreons on our Discogs. Oh, is it Discord? Yes. And Laura says, "What is that T-shirt?" So this is I got this from my friends. It's Beatles as zombies, and it says "Let it zombie." I love it. Love it. Yeah. Worked with Venus. Yeah, Alan O'Duffy. Yeah, I saw that earlier today as well. And that's too bad. The the circle of people that have worked with four Beatles as individuals and as a group, I mean, it's slowly shrinking, right? And that's a shame. Um, but glad that you know we've had the opportunity to let's see here, to hear his work, right? Venus and Mars. Anyways, I was up late last night watching the recent 3 episodes of Andor, the Star Wars series on Disney Plus. So I was up till about 3 a.m. watching those. They've been dropping the 3 episodes each week, and I love the show. Picked up a couple movies. I got a few Picture Sleep 45s coming that I'm very excited about. I got my favorite film of last year came out yesterday. It's called Honora. Won Best Picture. Don't know if anybody's seen this yet, but very, very, very big fan of this film. Let me know if you guys seen it. But anyways, yes. So rest in peace to Alan. If you're new here, please subscribe to the channel. Please consider joining our Patreon. Like I said, we have our listening party, our second listening party of the year, and it's going to be a listening party for Return to Pepperland, one of the more famous bootlegs from Paul, and so that's going to be a lot of fun. Laura says, "Did I see Conclave?" Yes, I did. And as we know, there's a Conclave going on now. So I thought Conclave was a fantastic film. And we got Mazzy here. Yes, loved Honora. So did I. I thought it was the best film of last year, although there were some really, really good films last year. Just as I hope I live to read Lewison's next volume, and he does finish. Yeah, I believe that that he's working on volumes 2 and 3 right now. So just be patient a little longer, and I think we'll get them. So if you've pre-ordered that Wings book earlier this year on Amazon, you'll see that there's a new jacket or a new cover, and go to Amazon, and the cover is now up. Okay, so I will going to show you these covers, and I want you to tell me what you think. It was built faster. Yeah. That's good, buddy. That's good. Again, these Wings books are supposed to coincide with this Man on the Run documentary that's going to be coming out soon or later. We'll see. But I want you guys to tell me what you think. So this is going to be the U.S. cover of the Man on the Run or Wings, whatever the book's official title is. Okay. So that is the U.S. cover, the story of Band on the Run. As you can see here, this is like a wildlife, Red Rose Speedway, Band on the Run, and this is Venus and Mars. I don't really care for this at all. So that's the U.S. cover, supposedly. Okay, this is what you see on Amazon right now if you have already pre-ordered this book. Now here's the UK version, which I think is a little better. At least you see the band, right? And I like this cover. I like this cover better, but I still don't think it's great or anything like that. So what do you guys think? UK or the US? So yeah, that's that. Also, in other news, we now know what the song that Barbra Streisand and Paul McCartney are going to be doing on her latest duets album. We'll talk about that in a second. Stuff says Steven says UK, absolutely. I agree. I don't like the US. Yes, don't like it at all. Hard to have one version of the band on the cut. Yeah. Susan, hi. You ready for tonight? Listening party, 7:30. It's going to be fun. We're going to be listening to Return to Pepperland. And not keen on either. Yeah, but exactly. So, was reading reading. Hello, Billy. How are you? I was reading earlier that we now know what song Paul McCartney and Barbra Streisand are going to be doing together on their duets album, or on her duets album, I should say. And let's see if Susan says, I like both. US is different, that's for sure. Yeah. I mean, I guess I can learn to like it. But anyways, so I'm not really excited about this, but they're going to be doing a duet of My Valentine, his song from Kisses on the Bottom. And it's not really exciting. What do you guys think? I think this is going to be her second or third duets album, Bob Dylan's on there, Sting is on there, Mariah Carey, Ariana Grande, and others. But I just don't think it's a good song to do a duet to with. Just I plus I'm just not a big fan of that song. I mean, I know how important it is to Paul, right? But Susan says yes, Tom. It should be a fun listening party tonight. Yep. So don't know how long I'm going to be on here today. We'll see how this goes, but I'm going to be seeing a movie here in a couple hours, and I got some other stuff to do today. So, but I like consistency, So trying to keep these live shows to Wednesdays because it's Hump Day, right? It's midweek. Let's see here. Hello, Winston. I think Mark Listen is taking the time necessary to do it right. It's just something that it's got to be right because it's not getting another shot. Yeah. Yep. I think my Valentine's has its day. Retire it from everything. Yes. No more live. No more. I'm done with my Valentine. Done with it. Um, Laura says she's not a big fan of Babs. That's too bad. Uh, I can't say that I'm the biggest fan either, but I do like some of her songs, especially the Guilty album. Yeah, not a fan of that genre or album. My Valentine. Yeah, thanks, Billy. Susan says My Valentine is definitely not in my top 10. Definitely not my top 10. Probably, well, definitely not my top 100 either. And I'll be lucky if it makes the top 200. Says, does Mark Lewison have something in place if he were to pass before Volume 2 and 3 come out? Someone to pass the torch to. I'm sure he has a game plan. And maybe that's why it was taking so long too, because I'm sure he wants to get all the interviews that he needed before other people pass, because people have been passing. As we all know, death is batting 100 or batting 1,000, I should say. And so I think it was important that he got all of those interviews in. As we know, there's not a lot of people left over from the Beatles camp. So Paul and Bev should have done a Monkeys song or "For You." Yeah. No to the Monkeys song, but "For You" could have been interesting. "For You" definitely could have been interesting, my friend. So, anyways, let's see here. Laura says, Tom, are there any musicals you like other than Phantom of Paradise? Of course, yes. I love Phantom of Paradise. Um, I like Oklahoma. Um, and I do like West Side Story, but I like it because it was based off of Romeo and Juliet, which is one Shakespeare play that I really love. I love Romeo and Juliet. So West Side Story is good. Musicals is not my favorite genre. I mean, I have a bunch. Obviously, you got the. I am not the biggest fan of Sound of Music. Not a big fan of that at all. So, but Oklahoma is probably my favorite. For the musicals of the classic era, when musicals were very, 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 very popular. That being said, Phantom of Paradise is probably one of my favorites of the. I don't know if I would call it a musical, but maybe like a rock opera or whatever. But I love that film. I got to see that movie in the theater last year with my buddy Ethan when I went to go visit him in Canada. They were doing a showing, and we went, and it was fantastic. Susan, I'm going to see this new 824 film with Willem Dafoe called The Legend of Ochi. So I'm going to check that one out, and then I'll probably check out The Accountant 2 at some point this week. Maybe Sunday. I'll go check out Sunday night after work. Love that you love Romeo. Yeah, it's fantastic. I did see um, one of the, I think it was like the year before I left Arizona. Went to go see the ballet version of Romeo and Juliet. It was really cool. I liked it a lot. Let's see here. I've been dabbling in some Brandy Carlisle albums after enjoying her album without really enjoying most of what I've got. Cool. Yeah. Andy and I might do something, just a quick little video reviewing the new Elton album, which I think is fantastic. Okay. So you're not a fan of kissing. I can't say. Listen, I do like the Jailhouse Rock film from Elvis. I haven't seen those '60s, Elvis movies. I did see Viva Las Vegas, but other than that, I think I've only seen two of his films. Let's see here. Elvis movies were so bad. Well, I know some people that like them, but yeah, I have no desire to watch any uh, any more Elvis movies. Have you seen here? No, I haven't seen either of those, Laura. But I'll check. I'll check them out eventually. I'll check them out eventually. Okay. What else? Don't forget to hit that like button, everybody. Okay. Okay. So this one keeps coming. Winston, how you doing? What is your feeling about the upcoming four Beatles biopics? Me personally, I have a bad feeling. I have a bad feeling about this. Okay, Han Solo. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think so. Well, I like the approach that Sam Mendes is taking, and we still don't know what eras they're going to do, whether or not they're going to just do the beginning, be right before the Beatlemania took off. Who knows what they're going to do? However, um, last year in Chicago, um, we did a talk more talk panel, and someone asked a question, about these four films, and I had taken to there's a film called Rashomon, but from Akira Kurosawa, where an event happens and it's witnessed by four or five, I think four different individuals, and when they're when those four people are talking in the film, they all have witnessed it differently. Okay, so I kind of like that approach for this film. All four of them remember things differently. Okay, so I kind of would like to see the same, kind of like event or whatever, and how they remember them, and see how different each memory is. Because I mean, listen, we know from watching the anthology, right? That all four of them have different thoughts and memories of how everything laid out as the years went on for them. So, but yeah, I kind of like this idea of the same event, but playing out to their memories of those events. So we'll see. I Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Let's just wait till they come out. We'll watch them, and then we can all bitch about them. Then, when I was in high school, we were studying Shakespeare. The whole sophomore class got bus to see Romeo and Juliet. Yes. So I remember being in junior high. No, wait a minute. My freshman year of high school. In English class, we did do Romeo and Juliet, and then he brought in the film to watch, and then we got to see the film in class. And I think that's where my love of the film and the play or whatever started. Let's see. Do you think there will be a limited physical release of One Hand Clapping? I bet John's 1-1 will uh, get uh, get one, which is the only annoying when all the other projects don't get one. Yeah, I think one. I think the 1-1 will get something. Hasn't been announced yet. I don't think, but I mean, One Hand Clapping should have gotten in the release date if it was going to come out. I don't think it's going to come out because I mean the video is just terrible. Let's see here. Mazzy says the four beat films have the potential to be great. The writer director is great talent. Yes, yeah. Sam Mendes. Yeah, I mean he won an Academy Award for his first film, American Beauty. Let's see here. Laura says, which Romeo and Juliet did they show in clay? Yeah, it was the Zeffirelli. Yeah, yeah. That's the one they showed. One not happening isn't happening now. Okay. Oh well, that's too bad. Maybe in the 60th anniversary of the Man on the Run box, right? Or is that? No, wait a minute. Hmm. We'll see. Maybe the 75th anniversary of Man on the Run will get the one hand clapping. Anyways, so yeah, very disappointed with those two things. To learn that the duet that Paul's gonna be doing with Babs is My Valentine, and those covers for the Wings books. Yeah, definitely the UK one is definitely better, but that US version I think is terrible. I think it's terrible. Anyways, what else is going on out there? All right. Paul and Ringo have both been knighted. I wonder if John and George would have gone for that if they were still here. Feel like they wouldn't, especially George. Well, I think George would eventually have. Um, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, but you have to be present, right, in the UK, or do you have to be? I'm not 100% sure what the criteria is to be knighted. So who's to say? Who's to say? I think George may have eventually, but John, I think that's got kind of got a good ring to it, right, Sir John Lennon? Do you think the Beatles' core catalog should have been remixed before moving on to other releases? By the time all of the other albums are remixed, Sgt. Pepper remix will be 15 years old, probably. It's possible. That's possible. What is it already? What 7 years old? Um, so no, what 8 years old, right? So it's definitely possible. And who knows why? Who knows what the camp is thinking with what to release and when to release it? But excuse me, guys, real quick. Okay. Anywho. Hello, Mike. How are you? James says, I thought if you were a UK taxpayer, you could have honors, but with Ringo getting one, that's obviously not the case. Yeah, because obviously Ringo um, is more or less in the U.S. these days, right? And has been for decades. Let's see. The rumor at the time was that George was offered an OBE, but turned it down because Paul had already. And that's so George, right? That's so George. Oh, my friend Owen Ling. Yeah. So listen, let me show you here. Um, so as you can see, that's me. I have done tour catering while I lived in Arizona, so I worked a lot of concerts. All right, so that's me um, uh, during the Metallica concert in Las Vegas. We did the Metallica show at the T-Mobile Arena, where the hockey team plays. So yeah, that's me in the kitchen working Metallica concert. So, which was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, and did a couple Metallica shows. Did a Metallica show in Arizona as well at the football stadium, which was fun too. That's where I got to meet Rob Halford of Judas Priest fame. So a lot of fun, a lot of good stories of working concerts. Anywho, yeah, I guess you can say that. Although sometimes there's not a lot of love. Sometimes it's just like, they want what? Now what do I gotta do? Anyways, but yeah, a lot of long hours. A lot of long hours. So there's that. Let's see here. The Bear is a documentary. Are you saying that is your statement? I have yet to watch. I have yet to watch The Bear. I have no interest in watching it. I'm not the biggest fan of you know cooking shows or cooking the cooking channel or the Food Network much anymore. You know, so haven't watched it. Haven't watched it. No, it's Rupert the Bear. um, yeah, that's right. I live it. I live it every day. Every day I go to work. Excuse me 1 second. No, no, it's not. Sorry. Okay, so yeah, we all cook together. uh, Anybody else out there cook? All right. One says I met Aaron Badgley for coffee in Dublin. He's Aaron is fantastic. We're gonna go see Bob Dylan. We're gonna see the Outlaw tour, which is Willie Nelson's kind of fest or whatever. And uh, Bob Dylan is going to also perform on that tour. So um, I'm going to grab a ticket and we're going to go and we're going to see The Outlaw Tour, the Outlaw Show. Uh, well, Mike, after 34 years of working in the industry, you know, I'll just leave it at that. Susan says I bought the scaffold box. I can see um, waiting at the post office for me to pick up. I have a P.O. box. I can't wait to hear about it. Please let me know, Susan. I mean, it's on Amazon. I could probably pick it up at some point. But yeah, I look forward to it. I look forward to hearing your thoughts about it. I'm excited for the new Paul Wings book coming out. Okay, so I'm excited about it too. I just don't think those covers um, look any good. You know, uh, I just don't think the those covers are anything to write home to mom about. So, excuse me. Once this is Paul is releasing a new studio album this year, what do you expect, or you don't expect anything? Just to get the album listened to. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Um, I love what Andrew Watts did with the Rolling Stones. Okay. I love the new Elton and Brandy album. So it just it just has me more excited for this new Paul record. And again, we'll just see. I'm not going to speculate or criticize or anything until I've heard the music. James says, I've had the same job for 35 years, and I'm too. I can understand that, my friend. James Byers, good day to you, sir. It's good to see you. Susan says, will do. All right. There's a Wings book, and John Cleese had a Faulty Towers book coming out in November too. A good reading month for me. Yes, that's very cool. That's very cool. I love me some Faulty Towers. Love me some Faulty Towers. And getting a bunch of people just reaching out to me here now. So hold on. Anyways, so yeah. Again, please hit that like button if you haven't already, guys. Let's see here. Any new pickups or finds on eBay or the record stores? Yeah. So as a lot of you know, that I'm a big fan of the picture sleeves, 45s from around the world. And I have picked up a couple new ones. I got one coming from Turkey, and I've got one coming from Norway. The one coming from Norway has been one that I've been looking for a long time, and finally got one. Finally got one. So we'll see. We'll see. And hopefully we'll have them both within the next 2 weeks. So looking forward to that, and then I just go to the next ones. I've already have 10 laid out that I'm going to be picking up here soon. But it's just like a process. You get paid, and then then you get a couple of new ones, and then wait till the next payday to get a couple of new ones. Stuff like that. Nick Sayet, hello, love the channel. Thank you very much, Nick. I love hearing that. Thank you. Really appreciate that, my friend. And we've got Mr. Broadstreet. How are you, buddy? Mr. Ed Crawford. Any news on Two Legs interviewing author Ian Leslie? Yeah, it's on the pipeline. I still have to get the book. We're talking about the John and Paul Love and Songs book, right? Yeah, I maybe I should just order it today. Let's see. It never ends, and that's the fun of it. It never ends. Never. Um, the rabbit hole just keeps going and going and going. Right. Okay, I love this one. Favorite Smith songs. Oh boy, I love I love a lot of Smith songs, but the ones that I love, really love. Um, what Smith songs do I love? There's a light that never goes out. Obviously, Hand and Glove. Heaven knows I'm miserable now. The boy with the thorn in the side. I got a special place in my heart for real around the fountain. For first song on the first Smiths record. Um, I and I also got this weird love for Frankly Mr. Shankly. Um, so a lot of great Smith songs. No, I haven't. I have not seen Borrowed Time yet. Have you? And what did you think? Paul just announced a new Wings book. Well, did he make an official announcement? Because we've known about the book for a while now, and then I posted the pictures of the covers already. But I can show those pictures again. Ian seems like a lovely guy from seeing all his other interviews. Okay, cool. Matthew, how you doing, Matthew? Hi, Tom. We are undoubtedly aware that you are a chef. Is there any dish that you are particularly fond of making or proud of? I love steaks. I love grilling steaks. I know that's not really much, um, but lasagna. I'm a huge fan of making lasagnas. Um, whatever. I know it's kind of boring, but um, anything of pasta. I do like to do a lot of Italian cooking. Um, so yeah, uh, sauces, um, braised meats. Short ribs. I love doing short ribs, prime ribs. Uh, you know, stuff like that. Let's see here. Well, I wonder is my favorite. Okay, that's a good one too. This charming man, heaven knows I'm miserable now. So how soon is now is obviously. I mean, that's like the gateway song. If you're into that, then uh, I think that was the first Smith song I was introduced to. Okay. Uh, yeah, yeah. How soon is now is epic. Yep. He's promoting the book on Instagram. Okay, I did not know that. I did not know that. Let's see here. There's an advert on Insta about the book. Okay. Hey, Peter. Hi. I lived down the road from Strangways Prison. Oh, wow. Okay. Yes, the email Wings book announcement showed up from Macca in my email in the past hour. There you go. How about a steak in Chicago? Absolutely, absolutely. Let's bring a little grill and we'll get a couple some bone-in ribeyes or some T-bone steaks and we'll do some grilling. We'll get a couple cigars, right? Have some drinks. We'll have a great time. Give me a grill. Give me a good steak, a cigar, and a Sam Adams, and I'm a happy man. I am a happy man. Let's see here. Okay. Those dishes aren't boring. They're great. No, thank you, Susan. Um, I also loves the Smiths and Joy Division. Yeah, the Joy Division is a band I haven't really gotten into, um, but I should check them out. Holy shit! It's already 100 days till the fest. Wow, I still have to book the hotel. My brother played the Smith stuff too much, so it drove me crazy. So never got into them. Like Dylan, Morrissey voice tends to irritate me. That's too bad. That's too bad. Let's see. I recommend Gene and Giorgetti for steaks in Chicago. Yeah, I used to work at the Palm in downtown off of Wacker at the Swiss Hotel. That was a lot of fun. I also worked at a place called David Burke's Prime House in Chicago. That was the last place I worked at in Chicago. David Burke's Prime House, that was a dry aging chop house, which was pretty cool to see that whole process. And once you've had a dry aged steak, I think there's nothing better than that. You see the process. You got the wall of the Himalayan salt blocks. You got the temperature controlled room, and then you just got all of this. You got your T-bones, your bone and ribeyes, your New Yorks, and they're all aging up to 75 days in that room. And it's a fantastic process. Not a lot of people do it because there is a lot of waste in dry aging, because you're shaving off all that dry meat off of the ribeye or New York or whatever it is that you're dry aging. So there is a lot of waste involved, but oh my God, you give me a 35, 45 day dry aged bone and ribeye, and I'm a happy man. Let's see here. I got to attend a fest one of these days. The distance and making time is just a pain. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Just come for a day. All you got to do is come for a day. Let's see here. I was just thinking of a steakhouse. No cigars. Where are you going to grow? Well, I mean, again, I was just kind of being having fun with that. But yeah, I mean, we can go to the store. We can just buy a little grill or whatever, and go to the store and buy some steaks, and we'll grill at the fest. We'll grill outside. um. Anyways, we'll get a couple whiskeys. The food is classic for a reason. Yeah. Let's see here. Joy Division became New Order, and they're great too. Okay. Hey. Okay, we got our friend Billy Tone. Tone, how are you? I'm doing well, thank you. Now, if you guys don't know, this past Sunday, Beatly and Tone and I were guests on our buddy Joe Mayo's YouTube channel, Me Mr. Mayo. He did a Fab Gab, and we ranked the songs on Chaos and Creation in the backyard, and that was a lot of fun. And I'm glad all of our rankings were different. I'm late, and I don't have a note from. Darn it! That's a note you never wrote, my friend. And now my lunchtime sandwich seems not very special. That's fine. Anyways, now it's getting me thinking of lunch. What am I going to have for lunch today? What I'm going to have for lunch? Never been to Chicago, but had lots of great food in New York, New Jersey, and Boston. Amazing seafood. Yeah, there's a lot of great seafood out there, too. I left Michigan for 19 years. And then when I came back, I completely forgot how popular fish was here in Michigan. There's a lot of Great Lake fishes. Perch is fantastic. Walleye is really good. I love swordfish. Halibut. Halibut is probably my favorite fish. I love cooking halibut. So I love cooking swordfish too. Were you able to check out the remix of Sour Milk Sea? It was done with the Clapton. Yeah, I heard about it, and no, I haven't checked it out yet, but I will. I will. Did you like it? Let me know what you thought. Uh, yeah, Dub Bears. Dub Bears. Yeah. Absolutely, it was a fun show with you and Joe. Have you seen Joe's review? No, because I woke up late. I stayed up late last night because I was watching the recent 3 episodes of Andor, which is a Star Wars show that's on Disney Plus. I absolutely love that show. Love the first season. Love the film Rogue One. Some of the best Star Wars stuff that's been released since the original trilogy, in my opinion. But I will check out that, and I will check out your 33 and a third. Right? Was that the one you just did? 33 and a third. I gotta check out that too. Andor is amazing. Andor is amazing. Yeah. So let's see here. Okay. What do you think of the abundance of releases and stuff for mind games? I honestly think that's how they releases should be. Give us as much as you can. Don't touch it for another 50 years. I thought it was cool. I thought the cube was really cool. Um, seeing other people doing their reviews of it, kind of made me wish that I got it, but it wasn't in the cards for me. But yeah, I thought that was kind of cool how they just kept kind of releasing stuff, and I love the album. I love the Mind Games album. I think it's great. Tone says, "Yep, 33 and a third, super album." I think so. I think so. It's definitely a top 5 maybe album for me from George. Maybe one day we'll have to do a ranking of the George albums or something on here just for fun. I saw some of your Chaos video. Good job, guys. Love the album. But think Follow Me is terrible. It is a terrible song. Yeah, I think I had it at the bottom of my list. Mr. Stickermania, how are you doing? Remus Sour Milk C is amazing. Cool. Well, there's somebody there that likes that. Cool. Let's see. Susan says, I think the Andor actor looks a lot like a young Paul McCartney just from the ads. I haven't seen him. I haven't seen the show. No, I don't. I don't think so. I might have to disagree with you. He's a Spanish actor. I don't think he looks, you know, anything like Paul. I don't know. Maybe. I guess I didn't think. Next time I watch the show, I'll have to think about it. So does he look like Paul? Does he? I don't know. Okay, Ed says I have another special Broad Street autograph in the works. We'll make a final payment. That's cool. I did see the Betamax version of Broad Street on eBay. Ed, I don't know if you saw that or not. I'm thinking about picking it up. I don't know. We'll see. You and Andy recently suggested that Paul release a 12-inch box set or crate. How many discs do you think? No, you're talking about of remixes, Matthew, when we did our remix episode. How many discs do you think? At least 3. Again, it just depends on whether or not you fill up. You fill it all up. How many remixes are there of Broad Street? Of No More Lonely Nights, I should say. How many remixes of Ules Soleil are there? So you could probably do three CDs worth of remixes, right? I mean, at least 2 just from the 80s stuff alone. I've been in a George kick recently, much more into the Dark Horse these days. The album and era has so much to release. You like the are you talking about the album Dark Horse or just the label Dark Horse? Yeah, we did. That's right. That's right. And of course you have it sealed. Of course you do. Of course. I wouldn't expect anything otherwise. Yes, remix. Okay. James says, hi, Tony. Indeed, you did. A great mind. Let's see, Richard. Are you familiar with the artist Ariel Pink? Should I be? Should I write that down? Should I check them out? Dark Horse is underrated, in my view. It's a good album. I don't think it's great. There's some good stuff on there. The more I think about it, I think it's a good record. It's a good record. But I mean, if it's in the top half, it's in the bottom top half. I think there's so many other really good albums from George. Let's see here. Remixes or 12-inch singles with B-sides. Yeah. That would be great. That'd be great. In fact, I got to get my my crates of the singles collection. I got out of storage, and I'm going to bring that over here. Okay. Have you gotten to meet the famous Skylar Moody? I've met Skylar several times, and we actually saw each other at the Grand Ole Opry when Ringo played there. Met her at Fest, so yeah, met her several times. Is this Sour Milk Sea remix fan made or official? I think it's fan made. I think it's fan made. I think they just took the finished version, and then they added the George vocal to it. Is that what they did? Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't get really excited about that kind of stuff, the man-made stuff. Now, if it was an official release, I would definitely, absolutely check it out. But I think it was a fan-made. We need a Broad Street 4K remaster from the original negatives with special features and a commentary. Imagine Paul sitting down and watching it for the first time in 40 years. Yeah, I would love that. But what are the chances of him sitting down and doing a commentary? It would be funny, to see what he would say. What would he say? He goes, well, I hear like people like Spielberg, like to watch that one, yeah, right, something like that. I don't know. I would love a 4K remaster. I would love a remaster of the album, and commentary would be cool. It doesn't have to be from Paul, but there's some film historians out there that, or maybe Ed Mr. Broadstreet can do the commentary on there. What do you think, Ed? You want to do the commentary on Broadstreet? If Paul was to release a crate of worldwide 12-inch singles, not necessarily remixes, it would be just shy of 50 records. Okay. That many 12-inch. Yeah, that's right. I've got most of them right here, as like we showed during our remixes. What do I have over here? Yeah, I've got a couple right here that I haven't put away yet. I got the No More Lonely Nights one. This is the extended version, right? You got the Say Record Store Day release, right? my favorite. You know, we got the temporary secretary right here. So, so yeah, that would be a really cool. That would be a cool. But how much would that one cost? How much would that set cost? I wonder. Brad, how you doing? At work, we'll watch replay tonight. Thank you. No, thank you, Brad. Appreciate you popping in. There's absolutely no chance we get that. Just love the thought of him watching it and thinking of all things that should definitely been done. I can just see Paul in a chair, like in the scene in Clockwork Orange, right, where he's in the scene during his rehabilitation, and he's got the clamps in his eyes, right, and he's just like made to watch Broad Street. And Magical Mystery Tour. Throw in Magical Mystery, but he's done a commentary, or and you know he did it the introduction right to the Magical Mystery Tour Blu-ray when that came out. I can definitely do the commentary. I know you could, my friend. I know you could. I guess that crate would go right through the floor. This is what I've got here. Let me. This is what I put my 12-inch singles in here. This is what I got. So all the 12-inch Paul 12-inch singles are there. Excuse me here. 1 second. Okay. All right. So, let's see here. To quote the late Val Kilmer, I'm your Huckleberry. Absolutely. Broad Street commentary, Bob would say, I thought it was rubbish, but I bumped into Stevie Sperry. You shout out Broad Street. Great movie. Love it. There you go. Yeah, it'd be funny if someone pulls up while he's driving, and then he holds up the VHS copy of Broad Street. Best thing you've ever done. What do you think John would have made of Broad Street? I'm sure he would have thought, well, the music bits were fun. Maybe he would have said, why did you have to go back and re-record those songs? Maybe I think that wasn't a good idea, but I'm not the biggest fan of speculating. There's no way of, unfortunately, no way of knowing what John would have thought. But who knows? Anyways, but good question though, Byers. Yeah, he did commentary for Magical Mystery Tour. Generally proud of that movie. Yeah, he likes to say it was a time of ideas, right? During the anthology, around that time, he said it was a time of ideas. I think Paul would love watching that movie because there's so much Linda. That's a possibility. And she's dialed up. There's that great scene of her on the Pegasus, right? And she looks beautiful. Great questions, great comments, everybody. I love it. We're an hour in, and I love it. Thank you. I think John would have enjoyed the music and jamming. He probably would have said Paul took on too much, just like George Harrison said. Ted, hi, buddy. I just want to say hello. I hope you're doing well, and I'm sure we'll see you tonight during the listening party, right, for Return to Pepperland. I still think Broad Street, the album, is much better than it's given credit for. Well, yeah. And obviously the UK did too, because they made it a #1 album. Here, not so much. I think the US was tired of Paul by then. Linda was always a pretty woman. I agreed. Agreed, Mr. Byers. Agreed. Yeah, come the mid '80s, you still having some chart success with singles. You still had, No More Lonely Nights was a top 10. Obviously, Spies Like Us was his last top 10 single. But the albums, they were not doing well. They were not doing well. I agree, Tone. The new original song on Broad Street are fantastic. Number 21 here. Yes, there you go. It's just too bad. It's too bad. Looking back on it now, does everybody think that redoing Beatles songs was the right thing to do, or did he have enough music to do just his own music at that time? So what do you guys think? I would have said, well, if you're going to redo stuff, just redo your own stuff, and not redo Beatles tracks. But oh well. For how much shit Paul gets for his '80s work, there are many, many, many of his peers that did way worse with more terrible projects. Yeah, that could be correct. Well, it probably is accurate. Very accurate statement. Yeah. Yeah. Well, who did do well though, right? I mean, Elton did well in the '80s. Clapton was hit or miss throughout the '80s, right? Rod Stewart was still banging out some hits throughout the '80s. Bowie was hit or miss. Bowie did some good stuff in the '80s, but then I think on the second half of the '80s, I think he not so much on the second half, right? But yeah. What did the Monkees do in the '80s? Did they do anything? Oh, just kidding. Sorry. Anyways. So yes, Bowie, especially 80 to 85. Yeah, Scary Monsters. I love the Scary Monsters album. Super Freaks. Let's see here. Elton, very good. Up to too low for Zero. After that, meh. Okay. Yeah. See, I'm not that keen on the redone Beatles songs in Broad Street, but can't blame him for redoing them. A lot of people, I think Paul kind of maybe started that trend. There was a lot of artists redoing stuff, right? Clapton redid After Midnight in the '80s. Rod Stewart, I think. What song did he do? Madeline Wind for his box set. So other artists were redoing their own tunes, and I was just being facetious. I was just joking around. I know they were united, unfortunately. um, let's see here. I would have preferred a whole new collection of songs for the Broad Street soundtrack. I agree. Let's see here. Bowie's Loving the Alien is an all-time for me. Cool. Let's see here. The Monkees had the number one best-selling tour in the U.S. in 1986. Yeah. I did see them. Was it 96 or 97? What year did they do the 30th anniversary tour? Was it 96 or 97? I saw them. I did. I mean, listen, I used to be a Monkees fan. I don't care for them now much anymore. But I watched the TV show as a kid. Like I said, I saw that 30th anniversary tour. I just don't think they're as timeless as many people think, or as some people think. Let's see here. The Moody Blues. Yeah, Once Upon a Time in Your Wildest Dreams, right? There's a couple other hits as well. Blue Jean is one of my favorites. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Uh, I think the songs we've done for Broad Street work because they're so minimalist. If he did a full-on '80s versions of Beatles songs, it would have been way worse. I personally think Silly Love Songs. Really? Wow. You might be in the minority there, my friend. I think that cover of Silly Love Songs is one of the worst things he's ever done. But if you like it, that's great. That's great. Time Will Crawl is another. Okay. All right. Great stuff, you guys. Thank you. It's over an hour. I'm going to probably just cut out at the 90-minute mark. So, whatever else you guys might have, please let me know. However, I do have to make a call real quick, so hold on, you guys. Okay. Someone calls, I call them back, and they don't answer. Oh well. It's good to see you too. Good to see you too, my friend. Okay. I wish Paul would have stuck to acting more, not leading roles, but it's fun seeing him pop up in stuff like. I disagree. If you like it, that's great. I just think he tries too hard to be silly. And there he is. Hold on one second. All right. Sorry about that, guys. I wish Paul was stuck to acting more. Yeah, see, listen. Okay, and then your next comment, I was going to bring that up. I guess we'll see with the new Spinal Tap movie. Yes, absolutely. I'm sure it's just going to be a little cameo. Nothing groundbreaking. So I'm sure he's just has like a one, maybe like a couple lines or something like that. Sure he's not going to be um, centering his inner Brando, for the role. I think Paul would have made more sense than John at the end of yesterday. Really? Yeah. Oh, you're talking about the movie? Yeah. I don't know. I mean, look. I mean, that was probably the best part of the movie. Was that little cameo there of John? It was a very powerful scene. Uncle Paul, what's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Thanks for popping up. Paul was offered a role in Dallas and he turned it down due to family. Probably it was a very wise decision to turn that down. I mean, he wasn't really doing much in '85 except for recording Press to Play. I just watched the James Paul McCartney special last night, and he clearly had a love of acting. I just never got with the right people to legitimately try it. Maybe. I mean, as we know how much, as we were reading the McCartney Legacy Volume 2, we know he really tried to get some kind of sci-fi, project off the ground, but it never happened. Again, I mean, if you go back and you look at those, those Beatle movies, I think he's kind of like the worst, actor of the four. That's not to say that he isn't any good, but that's just my thoughts. Yes, he was going to play an English oil baron for 6 episodes. Yeah. Okay, there you go. This morning during a trip to Hobby Lobby store was blasting Give My Regards to Broad Street Soundtrack City. Cool. Excellent. Love it. Love it. Love it. Landowner, that's right. Okay. Do you think he was a good actor in the Pirates movies? He just did the one. Sorry about that. He just did the one, and to be honest with you, I didn't see. I've only saw the first 2. I think I only seen the first 2. Maybe I saw the third one. But the first Pirates film is by far the best one. Although, again, I haven't seen the one. I didn't see the one that Paul was in, and I had no interest whatsoever. None. Anyways, let's see. Well, there's talk of Zeffirelli off wanting Paul to be the lead in Romeo and Juliet. Yes, but I didn't find out about that until years later after I became a fan of that film. Similar to Bowie, who had great filmmakers around him that knew his limits. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I just think when you see him, look at something like the promotional pictures you'll see of him and Ringo during the, what's the name of the promo film that they did for his Stop and Smell the Roses videos, right? You just see them, that video, and I think he's cringeworthy because he's just trying too hard to be silly or goofy or funny. Stuff like that should just come naturally, and sometimes he is naturally funny. Bowie's great in Lambeth. Yeah, Sting was I liked Sting as an actor. A couple of his early '80s films are coming out on Blu-ray here soon. That I wouldn't mind checking out again that I haven't seen since the mid '80s. Wasn't he supposed to be in Rome? Yeah. The Cooler. Thank you. Yes, The Cooler. I think when you look at the promotional stills or just like you watch that video, I think he's just trying too hard. Which was funded by MPL, right? That was a produced MPL project. Paul McCartney or Ian McKellen, who would have brought Shakespeare. Okay. I think Paul has some sort of complex with that. Sometimes it feels like he needs to be liked and loved, and it comes out as forced and cringy. There you go. I like that. I like that. I think that's an accurate statement. Good job there. I like that one. So, but all right, guys, we're gonna go about 15 more minutes, and then we're gonna wind it down. You guys are great today. This was awesome. Great job with the comments and questions. So keep them coming for about 10 more minutes, and then we'll start winding down. But again, if you want to help out the show, we have our Patreon. Um, uh, you can join us on Discord, and we once a month we do a listening party as part of an incentive to join our Patreon, and it's a lot of fun. We're doing our second one tonight, which is going to be Return to Pepperland. And so, yeah, that's going to be a good time. This one was the one that I saw. I saw in the early 80s, probably on HBO. And this is the one that I'm going to definitely pick this one up, Matthew. I remember liking this film. So yeah, it was a creepy. I remember it being really creepy. So that's the one. Sorry for an album. Yes. So, like I said, join if you want to join our Patreon. You can just go to patreon.com and then search Two Legs, the number 2 and then legs. And you can join our Patreon, and you can be a part of our community. And we all gather on Discord, and that's where we have our listening parties. Usually, we've had listening parties on YouTube in the past, but it's a good way to get shut down. Matter of fact, the last one we did on YouTube a year and a half ago or whatever, we did get shut down. We were playing the last song of an album. What was it? Pipes of Peace or something like that. And YouTube shut us down. I'm going to sort out my dinner. Thanks. It was a pleasure. I hope everyone has an amazing day. James, thank you, my friend. It's always a pleasure to have you here. I love your comments and questions. So hopefully we'll see you again in the future. Movie pitch, Mr. Broad Street and Eddie D searching for Broad Street memorabilia across the USA. Maybe. I don't know if we'll find any backers for it though, there, Ed. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Let's see. You guys did new on YouTube, and it may have been the stream that was taken down. Yeah, that might have been. That was the last song. Thank you. Yeah, you got a good memory. I don't always have a good memory for these kind of things. It's like, I do, we'll do a show, and then I completely forget it, so then I have to sometimes go back and look, oh yeah, that's right, we did do a show on that. Sometimes I have to go back and what did I say exactly? I'm like, oh yeah, that's what I said. Okay. So sometimes I do the show and then I'm on to the next one, maybe just you, Ed, just you on the search for Broad Street memorabilia. No offense to Mr. Deason, but I think sometimes he can be just a little annoying. We got Billy Tone. I thoroughly recommend the listening party tonight. Last one was great fun. If a bit late for us in the yeah. And I love that you stay up and join us for these listening parties there, Tone. That's cool. I know it's late for you because of what, you're 5 hours ahead of us. So yeah, 7:30 tonight we're going to be doing a listening party for Return to Pepperland. Let's see here. You and Andy plan on doing a redo of the album song rankings anytime soon? You guys' opinions has surely changed over the years. I can see us doing that again in the future. Absolutely. And here's the thing: when Tone and I were joining Joe on the ranking the tracks of Chaos and Creation, I did not go back to when we were doing ranking the tracks. I have no remembrance of what the orders. I do remember that. I do remember that Riding to Vanity Fair was my number one back when we did our ranking tracks videos. But other than that, I don't remember. I just went with what I felt for that day, you know. So yeah, I do. I can see how opinions change after years and years of not listening to something, and then you listen to it, and then maybe a song that you didn't care for before, all of a sudden you start appreciating. And that's happened to me with a lot of albums. Time just saw you. I just finished making a video about Paul McCartney. Oh, okay, cool. I'll have to check that out, Beatle Eddie. Very cool. Check out Beatle Eddie's video, right? And channel. You have a YouTube channel, and check it out, everyone. Yeah, check out Broad Street. Check out Bealy Tone. Check out Uncle Paul. Check out Mazzy. I'm proud to see so many of my other YouTube channel friends out there watching me today. And it's also always cool to have great friends like you guys out there. So, okay, guys, about 8 more minutes here, and then we're going to sign off. So, again, don't forget to hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit that like button. Anyways, and then plus, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. So, a lot of fun. As these are every week. I'll be back next week. See if Aaron wants to join me again. I have a great time doing these live streams with Aaron, and if Tone comes up, and our buddy Joe, and Mazzy. Maybe next week or something we'll have a some kind of a panel discussion or something. We'll have fun with it. Because that's just what this is. It's just having fun and discussing our favorite music. Okay, so that being said, get in your last comments now, because in 7 minutes we're going to shut this down. Oh, I see the Paul McCartney dropped a Wings, the Story, Band on the Run video here. Okay, I'll have to check that out. I'm glad the channel's doing well. I've been watching since 2018 before each station came out. You guys are killing it. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. It's very nice. Really appreciate that. It's nice to hear from people that have been long-time listeners, and I really appreciate that. Thank you. You got it, Mike. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate you being here. Yeah, the Paul Wings book cover has been announced. Yeah, I showed those covers earlier, Tone. I don't know if you've seen the covers yet, but I don't think they're good. Like to hear directly Dylan was good. Is that what you want? You want me to say directly if he was good? Listen, I enjoyed the show. Okay. I knew what I was coming into. Okay. If I didn't know that Dylan sounded the way he sounded, I probably would have been pissed. Okay. But I knew what I was going into. And for that reason, I thought he was fine. Okay. I thought he was good. Was he great? No. But he was good. Okay. I had no problem whatsoever with the way Dylan sounds these days, because one, he was never a great singer to begin with. Susan, thanks, Tom, and everyone for the midday Macca break. Lots of fun, as usual. Susan, it's always a pleasure to have you here. And please don't forget to let us know about that scaffold box. Because I know there's some there's some couple songs that there's a couple co-writes on there from Paul, right? So I'll show those. You guys want to show those covers for the McCartney stuff again? So this is the U.S. Cover of that Wings book, and I'm not the biggest fan. Okay, now here's the UK cover, which I think is a lot better. But you're only showing the one version of the band, which I don't know if that's fair. Now, again, we don't know what this documentary is. We don't know if they're only focusing on the first incarnation of the band or not. We don't know, so we gotta wait and see. We gotta wait and see. Let's see. Oh, it must have been before I get. Yeah. Hopefully, we'll see you there. Hopefully, we'll see you there, Tone. Cover looks cool. Which one? You like the group photo or the US one? I like the placeholder. Yeah, you talked about that earlier. The original placeholder that we saw, the first image that we saw on Amazon, I thought that was 10 times better than both of these that we're getting, I guess. Yes, and Paul produced and played on a number of Scaffold songs. Cool. Well, then I guess maybe I need to get that then. Yes. David's a funny guy. All right, you guys. Thank you. I need to get something to eat. I'm gonna go be seeing a movie here in about an hour. You guys, thank you. Thanks for making Wednesdays fun. You guys, like I said, you guys bring on some great comments and great questions. And don't forget to check out Andy's live stream on Sundays. A lot of you join Andy, which is great for his live streams on Sundays. Two Legs will be off this Saturday, as we usually are on the first weekend of the new month, as this is the last day of April. May starts tomorrow, and boy, how this month is, or how this year is already flying by. Yes, like a clown. You amuse me. Yes, like a clown. Yes. And you get that backyard open yet, buddy? When are we going to get together and get some drinks? Huh? Warmer weather is coming. And for those that don't know, Duke Viking is my cousin David, who I started Two Legs with. Saturday. Well, we'll see about that. I got a long day on Saturday. Saturday is just going to be a crazy, crazy day. Got so many parties on Saturday. Oh, my God. Anyways, okay, everybody. Listen, it was great hanging out with you. Thank you again. And we will see you next Wednesday, hopefully. Okay? Everyone, take care.